Demetrious, Johnson has been quoted as saying he's the cure for the Demetrious Johnson problem. What do you think when you hear something like that?
I don't know how you guys want to respond to that. It doesn't bother me. You know, I think it bothers a lot more people out there than it does me. But that's just him thinking that there's a problem in the flyweight division, and he's the only one who thinks that, and that's it.
Do you see it just as him just trying to market it?
I just see him as trying to be a mental midget, trying to boost himself up and try to ruffle my feathers, I guess you could say.
He also kind of commented that he wasn't particularly impressed with you as a wrestler. I don't know if you saw that interview recently, but specifically he talked about your wrestling. How do you think this fight plays out? Are you gonna have to get close to him? Are you gonna have to get your hands on him? Are you gonna keep distance?
I know I have to get my hands on him. It's a fight. You know, if I were to keep distance, then this fight would never happen. So, for me, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and go out there and fight and see what happens.
Which one do you think it is?
I know it's been a long time since that fight has happened, but what do you still remember from that fight? I mean, was there anything that really challenged you? I mean, that was so long ago. It feels like you've evolved so much since that point. I mean, were there things that you learned about him then that you think you still have to worry about now, or do you think you're going to see a different fighter?
I would assume that I'm going to see a totally different fighter, and I'm prepared for the totally different fighter, or if the same fighter shows up, the guy who's just trying to knock your block off. With that being said, just go out there and fight and see what he's trying to do. Like, each time I go out there and fight, I try to systematically break down and see what my opponent's trying to do. And for him, he tends to go about doing things the same way, looking for you to overextend and knock you out.
And we talked a little bit about his power earlier. Do you think he's the strongest puncher that you've fought?
Let me think back. Brad Pickett hits pretty hard too. Pretty hard to say. Pickett can hit it. He can punch, man. He's got a whopping on him. You know. Granted, I took both their shots in different. You know, it's different. You know, if I was to take the shot standing like this from both guys, you know, I'll probably say Pickett. If I was to take a shot from both guys and go like that, it's totally different. So it's hard to say.
And when you kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier, the shots that he did get you, and then it kind of, you know, you either went down or whatnot. Did you attribute that to it was bad footing on your part? Was it? I mean,
it was him taking advantage of me overextending. You know, when we sit down and watch the fight, if you sit down and watch that fight, and let's say you watch that fight, the complete fight, right? And you blemish out those 3 knockdowns, and you look at the fight as a whole. That's the only thing he had going for him in that whole entire fight. The whole 25 minutes, those 15 seconds out of 25 minutes, the only thing he had going for him. So when you look at it like that, you know, like I said, that was him doing a good job capitalizing on me overextending and trying to get to him. But yeah, that's how I contribute to it.
So how do those knockdowns change your approach in this fight at all? Are you going to be a little more cautious, not open yourself up, or you just going to try to replicate the same plan?
Just go out there and fight. I mean, obviously, there's so many ways I can go about not trying to get hit in this fight, but that's not my style. My style is to go in there and use my skill set that I worked on so much, and just go out there and fight and see what happens.
He was mentioning at lunch that right now he's doing a media day in Vegas. He mentioned he's going to try to talk to you throughout the fight, similar to Diaz brothers. What's your take on that?
It's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. He's not going to talk because he needs every ounce of energy he needs to make it.
Do you ever think of legacy, and how do you foresee your legacy as a fighter?
I don't think about it. People keep asking me that, and I'm over the legacy talk. It's I either leave one or I don't. You know. And for me, I'm just thinking about having a successful career. That when I'm done fighting, I'm not broke.
Game planning wise, the fact that you've already fought him, is that an advantage or disadvantage?
It's an advantage because we see how he reacts, and to see, it's always good to be able to fight somebody and see how they've progressed in their career. To where you look at me, I progressed tremendously in different title fights. To where he's fought, honestly, the exact same way when he fights. I mean, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way he goes about doing it. So, you know, we were able to look at the past fight between me and him and see where I overstated and made my mistakes, and then be like, okay, just don't fucking reach. That's it.
Is there a worry at all that you're depending on him fighting the exact same way that he?
No, not at all. One of one of Matt's old coaches when I was getting ready to fight Ian McCall for the second time, and he goes, and I go, well, Ian McCall did this, and he goes, doesn't matter. He goes, totally different fight. And the way our system, the way I was raised in my fight game is that first round you go out there and you test. You as an amateur, they're like, you got there and you test, because that's one of the things I love about fighting as an amateur, because that's how you truly test your skill, because you put your name on the paper and they're like, hey, you're fighting this guy. You show up, you have no idea what this guy's here, if he's grappler or anything. You show up and you start fighting, you touch glove and you start moving, and you work and you start your jab, you start your low kicks, and you slowly start moving in and doing different things to see what the person is very efficient at and deficient.
Demetrious, you're obviously the champion of the smallest men's weight class in the UFC. You're also the shortest fighter in the UFC. Can you just talk a little bit about, growing up?
No, I'm not the shortest.
Are you not? Oh.
No. I forget his name. He hasn't been on this scene for a while. He was an Ultimate Fighter. He knocked out somebody. I can't remember who he knocked out, but it's a Mexican guy. I've been next to him. I'm taller than him.
Can you just talk about, like, growing up being small and, the role that maybe sports have, kind of helped you with just overcoming, did being small motivate you in a certain way?
When people will say overcome stuff and being small, at that time I don't look at it that way. I don't look back at my past like, man, I've overcame so much adversity and being small. But I got bullied in high school, and it's part of life. People are like, hey, can you do an interview about people getting bullied? I'm like, dude, I'm gonna tell them they're gonna get fucking bullied, because no matter what you do, it's gonna happen. Adults still people still get bullied, and they're adults. But it was sports was my outlet of just having fun and be able to stay active as a kid, and that's how I look back at it.
Is it important to you do you like see yourself as like a role model to short people?
If is that how you feel about me right now?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's how you feel. But for me, I'm not going out there to, when I'm in the gym, I'm like, I'm showing everybody what can do this. That's not what drives me, I guess you can say. What drives me is to be able to take care of my family and make some money, and to show I'm the best athlete in the world. Other than that, I'm happy that I can pursue that role, and be a figure for you or anybody else. But that's not something that's in the back of my mind right now.
Just for everybody who can't see you, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
5'4". He's got 1 inch on me. He's got 1 inch.
We were talking before about how you're not a trash talker and you don't like buying into it, and you want to be true to yourself. Has there ever been pressure from either the UFC or sponsors or anybody to?
No. There has not been pressure, but some media outlets they come to me and he always says, "Okay, if I told you can retire with $1 million or $15 million, what would you do? What would you want to retire with?" I was like, "Well, obviously the $15 million." And he goes, "Come on, you start talking shit." And I was like, "Because it doesn't seem, just don't want to go about doing it." And it's almost like there's just something I'm not into. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
But it's not become like your thing that you won't.
No, it's not my thing. I mean, I can sit here and be like, okay, this. So I was talking trash about something, and then somebody was like, so if you beat that person, what does that make you? Like, that doesn't make sense. So for me, it's just something I never do. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I mean, that's high school shit. Like when she was like, oh, well, she said this. Who? No, I don't do that. Like, people come to me like, you see what Dotson said? I'm like, no. What did he say? I'm sorry. I've been doing other things in my life that don't concern that. So it's, and social media is like a platform to give people a voice when they don't need a voice in your life. Like, if I never had social media, no Twitter, I'm debating on like closing my Twitter and my Instagram, because I might keep my Instagram up because I actually see cool things on there, but there's no reason for me to have social media. Like, there's literally no reason for it. Like, if you need to get a hold of me, you gotta have my number. You call Dana White and he'll give you my number if you validate. Other than that, I see no reason why I need social media. If I need news, go to yahoo.com.
When did you kind of draw that, I guess that, I don't know, that line, but between being a prize fighter, making as much money as you want for your family, and not being true to yourself? I mean, was it like a Matt thing, or is that, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There's a line.
There's a line, but at the same time, like, when you say prize fighter, I feel like you're saying I'm in an entertainment business, which I am in an entertainment business, but I don't see this as entertainment, because entertainment, like, you go to Cirque du Soleil, it's a show, and they're doing their thing, and after the show, they go home. But for me, fighters have more of an emotional attachment to this entertainment basically because we're putting our bodies on the line. So we get hurt when we go home, and so it's kind of hard for me. I don't know, like it's a tough question to answer to give you what I'm trying to, like, I don't see myself as a prize fighter. Like, you know, yes, I fight for money, but I don't see that as my prize. I see it as my income. Like, so that's a hard question to answer, but
did this kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, but did this come from Matt, your training, or did it start just when you were in high school? You know what I mean?
Oh, not talking crap, or?
Not talking crap, just kind of being, you know, just showing it in the cage and not.
That just comes from Matt. Matt was a fighter who never talked crap. You know, he would go out there and he would fight. There was a guy who would talk crap to him, who was running his mouth, I'm gonna beat Matt, and then when they got in there, Matt broke his arm. Even though they told him to stop it, Matt literally broke his arm. He goes, all right, we're done, bye, see ya. And that was it, that's how he left it. Not saying that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna get fined and shit, but if I could, I would.
You mentioned Matt competed in Abu Dhabi. Just for fans out there who were into jiu-jitsu, did you watch the ADCC this last weekend?
I did not, unfortunately. I saw Ben Henderson had he didn't do as well. I talked to Bibiano Fernandez and I tell him he should do it. He goes, no, not yet, not yet. I potentially want to do it, but when I see the weight class 145, you know, it's grappling. So I mean, I'll have to do it with the weight, but it's something I might want to do in my future.
The last fight went 5 rounds, you know, and maybe that kind of empowered Dotson that he thought he could maybe talk and maybe show that it was closer than anything. Is a win all that's desired out of this, or is there more desire to maybe get a finish, get a submission, just so you can kind of say, all right, that's it?
There's always a desire to finish somebody, especially since he's never been finished before. Like Shiojo Horiguchi, he's never been finished. John Moraga has never been finished. Joseph Benavidez has never been finished. So there's kind of like a little itch in a bug in me where it's like, if I know I have the cardio and I know I have the technique and skill set. You know, it might not be that one punch, but you know that's not all it takes to finish a fight. You know, submission can finish a fight. You know, Herb Dean can step in like, all right, you get your ass whipped too. You saw what happened to Hannah Broad. He was like this, and TJ was like right, left, right, and he didn't have the power to, you know, hit him once and put him to sleep. But eventually, there's other ways to stop the fight. But that's the goal.
2 more questions, gang.
What do you favor more? What's the element of your game right now? Every time you fight, we see you all over the place. We see you wrestle, we see you striking. What's the element of your game right now that you focus on the most and that you want to?
All of it. It's mixed martial arts. Like, it's mixed martial arts. Like, literally, like when I spar Matt, I wish they would have showed you guys. It's funny because when they come out and they shoot the countdown show, they shoot for 2 days, and there's so much stuff that they didn't even show that I felt that could have sold the fight a lot more. But you know, when I'm sparring with Matt makes me go through everything. Like, it's not just, you know, okay, we're in a box. You know, when we do anything, it's everything.
What are some of the things that they didn't show? Was it sparring?
Oh fuck, man, no, they didn't show me going into it, stating facts, as you guys might call it, talking trash about the first fight with Dotson. They didn't show the things that we worked, not the things we worked on, but the things that Matt had to say about the first fight. There's a lot of stuff that they shoot and they won't show it, and I'm like, what was the point of me talking about it? Like, I really emphasize on a whole bunch of stuff, but
because maybe they do want to emphasize you as the good guy.
Well, yeah, that's true, but that's once again, they're there to tell a story. I'm there to go fight. So I never, you know, try to intermix the two. Like, I'm here to fight. Like, when I go to Vegas, like, I'm gonna go do this. Like, I'm here for one fucking thing. That's fighting. That's it.
You've mentioned finances. You had a great sponsor in Xbox. How do you feel about the Reebok series?
I like it. It's, you know, I show up, I get paid. No finagling, no nothing. So at the end of the day, it's about having that guaranteed money instead of, you know, hoping you're gonna, you know, get this. So I know as long as I'm champion for 6 years, I'm gonna get 40 G's, and when I fight 3 times a year for 8-12, that's 120 grand a year for Reebok if I'm champion.